So we had our first tribe swap. Can Team Prom and Prejudice please raise?
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one.
Nice. That's Team Prom and Prejudice. Now, we didn't have an official decision on the other team. Finley, do you anticipate that your tribe's team unity will give you an advantage in the next challenge, as opposed to the other team who can't even come up with a team name?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that can only work in our favor, and we have a good name, so that's a plus.
Okay, wait. Keep Prom and carry on.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my president.
Prom and Prejudice. All right, dope. So let's get into our first challenge. So our first challenge for today is a little bit similar to the first challenge we did in our first game. In our first challenge, I had you all come up with the best promposal idea you could with $1 million as your budget. I'm going to give you another $1 million for another budget. What I would like you to do is to come up with a problem that you could foresee happening at prom, something that often goes wrong, I don't know. And then come up with an invention that would solve that problem. And then I want you to, again, type up a script for me, and I'm going to pitch these ideas to another friend, a different friend, a la Shark Tank. And whatever idea my friend likes better, wants to invest in, will win immunity. Excellent.
How long do we have?
I'm going to give you 10 minutes for this one.
Be like a vending machine, and you can like pick the traits.
Oh, I know. I love that. I love
so
that.
good.
If you don't have a date for prom, so you have to use the vending machine to pick out a new.
I'll make a date.
Select when people either get stood up at prom, or
That's what I was thinking.
something. Yeah. Or if someone has an outfit fiasco.
They're like little sub menus and stuff. So if you're like, I want a band kid, is it like, okay, but you want like a kid who plays the drums or a kid who plays the clarinet? No shade to either. Both are okay.
I think the idea should be simple, but then the way to solve the idea can be as elaborate as possible.
Your beer pong partner afterwards, or are they gonna like drop you off at your parents' house? Like,
Right. Can they drive?
What about like, do your parents approve of them, or are you like sneaking off?
A robotically engineered Meryl Streep.
Wait, so what was the non-murder option for the date going away? I want both of those options.
I think the word biodegradable needs to be in there, though.
Sustainable, fair trade.
Non-GMO. I've got whole flowcharts and Excel sheets about like who I can trust. I don't know if I want to have sex with this homunculus.
That's also true.
The slogan for Build-A-Bear Workshop is called "Where Best Friends Are Made."
Oh.
Where prom dates are made.
Hey, Bianca. All right, here we go. Okay, so Bianca, the challenge was each team came up with an invention that would help solve a foreseeable problem that would occur at a prom celebration. And they typed up scripts for me to read for their pitches to you, and you are going to choose which one, if you were a billionaire, that you would invest in. Great. All right, here's the first pitch. Did you get the pampering experience that you wanted for pre-prom? Did you have an outfit fiasco? Do you just want to feel special on your special day? Well, we want to present you something that will make your night bippity-boppity-bop to the top. Introducing the Fairy Prom Mothers. This package will begin with giant pumpkin carriage outside the location of the prom, where each person will be able to make their night a one-of-a-kind experience. Inside the carriage, one will find the one and only Meryl Streep as your fairy godmother. With a whisk of her wand, your garments and gowns will become one of a kind. Once upon a dream, our engineers began working with robotic mice to learn all fashion tricks, sewing buttons and ribbons galore. From Silicon Valley come the mice and birds of Cinderella, taking your dust and ashes to wondering sparkles. And don't forget to try the gray stuff. It's delicious. On the carriage, on the carriage is also an all-inclusive buffet of wonderful food and, of course, mixed drinks. Wink, wink. And with our deluxe package, one will also receive the wonderful music straight from their own Spotify playlist. The fairy prom mothers want to treat you. Nothing is impossible. Let's bippity boppity boo with you. And that is the first idea. Okay, all right, here's the second idea. Has this ever happened to you? You're sitting on the prom bus, getting hopped up on spiked Baja Blast, when your date says, I have something to tell you. I'm in love with your sister, and we need to break up. And then all of a sudden you have no prom date, and the dance starts in 15 minutes. What do? Introducing Build-A-Babe. It's like Build-A-Bear Workshop, but for a living, breathing human prom date. Also, you get them out of a vending machine, so maybe it's more like a CarMax? Answer these questions to build your perfect prom date. There are those questions with a sliding bar because everything is a spectrum. So, for example, top or bottom, clown or goth? Do you want your parents to approve? Zodiac sign? Band kid or football player? Limo or mom's Honda Civic? Cha-cha slide or Cotton Eye Joe? To start the Build-A-Babe, whisper into your corsage like a Build-A-Bear heart. You will find your date hidden in a random locker somewhere at your high school. Put the corsage heart on your date, and they will activate. Make sure to customize your date's outfit so that you match. When you're ready for the night to end, blow your date a kiss, and they will disintegrate into the wind, Avengers Infinity War style. Or, if you prefer to do the dirty work yourself, grab a Build-A-Babe shovel and go out into the woods behind your school. Don't die a virgin. Try Build-A-Babe, where prom dates are made. Well, Bianca, those were the two ideas.
Wow.
Feel free to say whatever you like, but we need a decision from you.
Great. Yeah. So I have to say I'm very impressed. On the one hand, we have pitch one, kind of talks about making yourself feel special and beautiful on your special day, having an environment that sets you up to have a good night. And it never hurts to involve Meryl Streep in any way. And on the other hand, we have something that's more external in terms of someone else that can help influence how your night goes. And teenagers are entirely unreliable. So there's definitely a lot of value to being able to create your partner for the evening. So, with all that being said, I'm going to have to say that because I know that Meryl Streep will cost a pretty penny, and I would like to get some bang for my buck, and I think teenagers will respond very nicely to not having the pressure of having to deal with anyone they actually know already, personality-wise. I'm in for pitch number 2.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bianca, for your thoughtful response and your judgment. I'm going to hang up now. I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Congratulations, Team Prom and Prejudice. You are immune from the vote at the coming Tribal Council. We'll proceed to Tribal Council. I'll give you, let's say, 8 minutes. Thank you, thank you.
I love that the second the immunity was announced, a bunch of Facebook messages started going off. That's fun.
How much anxiety can you give us at
Literally,
Saturday?
much anxiety.
I'm so anxious. This is where I went home last time, like right after the swap. I was like, no. I'm getting like flashbacks.
Alrighty. Let's begin the Tribal Council. Alrighty, for the first question, show of hands, how many people watched the recording that I made of the game?
I did.
Okay, great, everybody. Matthew, did you learn anything new while watching that game, while watching the video, getting the inside scoop on the other team?
I'm going to be honest, Ethan. I was fairly stoned when I watched it, so I don't know that I was really making a lot of insights. Something I did find out that happens to me anytime I watch a recording of myself is like I touch my beard so much. And it drives me nuts. As far as the machinations go, you know, I feel like it's always good just to see the level of conniving that everybody engages in, but I don't know that that was really new information so much as confirmation, if that makes sense.
Sure. Does anybody want to speak up to any new information they learned? And
I also
go ahead, Felipe.
I also play with my face, which is a comment to add.
Okay.
Becca, go ahead.
I think it was really interesting to see in the other group, specifically at the round, of like, because we didn't get the insight to see what they were doing, and the way that they formulated the question and took your question and how they ran with it, so different than the way that our team initially ran with it. And I found it really intriguing of like which ways people wanted to go to get to success. And the different ways some people's brains worked around that. And how they were more like, oh, look towards, you know, getting something and getting that reward and feeling good and moving forward. And I remember something we talked about in, like right at the bat was like, let's go individual, let's do something like this. And both were great ideas at the end, but it was just cool how to see how it got there.
Word. And Killing, yeah.
I found out that my microphone's kind of shitty. I like did not know that my audio was this bad quality, and then listening to it, I was like, it felt concerted to not tell me how bad my audio was. You know what I mean? Like it felt conspiratorial.
Feel a little sabotage.
Anyone were all competing. Just so you know.
Sure.
I know.
Okay, well, I can tell you for sure, full transparency, there is no kind of sabotaging going on from the host's perspective. But Killian, I mean, do you feel like there are any people in this tribe after the tribe swap that are trying to sabotage your game?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I've worked with some of these people for 10 minutes, right? It's hard to say what game any of us are playing because it started last week for 2 hours. So what game, what sabotage, if you find out, let me know.
Okay. And Remy, did the tribe swap change much for you in terms of your strategy going forward?
No, I mean, it was sad to see some people that I was kind of getting close to on the other tribe go, but I also feel pretty good meeting new people here and having the chance to talk to people who I thought were good players in the last round. So.
And finally, Yael. Last game, there were no idols or advantages played. Do you think people are saving them, or do you think nobody's found them?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, now that we know that we're down to this round and the next round before merge, if anybody has them, they're going to come out this round. So we're going to start seeing them if they're out there.
Okay. You would predict that something is about to happen in this tribal, perhaps?
I don't know. I really don't know about this round.
Yeah. Does anybody want to speak up at all? I mean, has anybody been talking about advantages or idols? Any information we want to get out in the open?
On the other tribe, Connor has an idol nullifier. He told me if anyone wants that information.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shoot. Also, what I've heard from Finley is that she has an immunity idol, but she also told a whole bunch of people. So I don't know if that's a secret.
Oh.
So it seems like this is new information for at least Becca and Yael, both of those things.
I did not know that either about the Finley
Definitely
stuff.
good to know.
Becca, how does that make you feel going forward, this new information?
I think right now it feels okay because none of them are in our tribe.
Sure.
But I think I don't know. And also just knowing that there's idols on the other side makes me feel better knowing that there might not be idols in this trap. Not better, but
Sure.
just.
Are there a finite number of idols?
Yes.
Like there can only be 8 per whatever, or
Yeah.
Also, Leah had an idol. If anyone wants that
Oh my God.
information.
Wait, what happens to idols when
That's
people get out?
tragic.
They just disappear?
I unfortunately cannot divulge that information. All I will say is it will be clear to you if it is time to search for things or not.
Okay, got it.
So for my very last question, I do this every tribal. I need a volunteer ahead of time. If you volunteer, you have to answer the question. If you answer the question, you have to say a name. You can lie, you can tell the truth, but you have to say a name. Would anybody like to volunteer?
What?
Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, now does anybody want to say anything before we get into the vote? Anybody want to play an advantage? Perhaps answer the questions we've been thinking about this whole tribal? Nope. Okay. In that case, everybody, you may private Facebook message me your vote. Alrighty. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. I will read the votes. First vote, Remy. Second vote, Becca. Third vote, Becca. That's 2 votes Becca, 1 vote Remy. Fourth vote, Remy. Fifth vote, Remy. That's 3 votes Remy, 2 votes Becca, 1 vote left. Fourth person voted out as survivor, Remy. Remy, I'm so sorry. I need you to leave the Zoom call.
You're an icon. We love you.
Bye, Remy. Good luck.
We exhale.
Bye, legend.
Remy was voted out at the last tribal council. Okay, great. Would anybody like to reveal if they were Remy's prom date? Okay. Let's move on to our next challenge. Our very next challenge is going to be a Where's Waldo?
Oh shit.
I think, raise your hand if you're unfamiliar with that. Great, okay, great. So, Waldo, we love him. He's somewhere in the pick. You got to find Waldo. First team to find Waldo wins immunity. I tried so hard to find a prom, Waldo. We're at the carnival. All right. It looks like it's sent. Is it all good?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Opening the rooms.
It's pretty low resolution.
Where is he?
I found him.
Okay. Killian's team.
Oh,
okay, great.
hi. Okay.
Where?
So he's right above the teal and white.
Of the white.
So I found it before you.
Oh, was he near the flag?
About 10 seconds ago. He's in the bottom right quadrant of the picture.
Yeah, by the green thing, right?
So sorry, Team Prom and Prejudice. You'll be going to Tribal Council. We'll proceed to Tribal Council in, let's give you 8 minutes. All right, see you soon.
Bye-bye. No, it's we only had 1 second to find him, and then it was all right, one of you get out.
Yep. You fucked up.
Fucked up. I'm getting over it already. I'm so stressed.
Yeah, man, I can't believe that as an anxious person, I just voluntarily signed up for something like this.
It must be so bad doing it in the show, though.
Oh my
god, I can't even imagine.
Right?
You're doing it for actual money. That's
And you're on an actual island.
And
You're on live
24/7.
TV. People are watching what you do. That's
I just can't imagine having to wake up and the entire day you're just paranoid.
if I make a stupid decision in this game and get voted out, then 15 people know I'm a dumbass. If I do that in actual Survivor, then the whole country world knows.
I do love in Survivor though, the difference between this and real Survivor, the talking heads they give them, like the confessionals, where people have a time to be like, I'm the fucking mathematician. I'm the algebra king. I'm gonna play 40 chess with these fools, and they get voted out like third.
Could you imagine though being on Survivor and you're like, I am fucking killing it. I'm having a great time. And then you leave the island and the entire internet is like, fuck this dude. Like, oh man, I thought I was doing a good job.
Or even like, oh, I'm making some great friends. Yeah, people are super nice. And then like you watch the season and everyone's confessional is like, that guy fucking sucks.
If I was ever on an episode, I could never watch it because I could not handle hearing people talk about me while I'm not there.
For sure, for sure.
I sent an audition tape last summer.
He did.
They never got back.
Oh no.
Well,
I
like
also
this
never-
season was also...
I would not
I
survive.
never heard back from
5
Truth
minutes.
on Tony's. I'm really sad about it.
About what?
I never heard back from the job I applied for at 2-Ton Tony's.
What
The
is
place
that?
in Rochester, New York. That's not relevant. I was just hearing about rejections, so I wanted to add that in.
Word. Well, speaking of rejection, welcome to Tribal Council. I'm going to ask the same set of questions that I asked the last group. First things first, by a show of hands, who watched the recording that I made of last game?
I watched half.
Great.
Yeah, I watched most of it.
Not homework. Would anybody like to volunteer some insight? Did anybody learn anything, want to bring anything to light from getting the inside scoop on the other team from watching the video?
I can say that I just had zero idea how the votes had gone down on team night. And so it was interesting to just kind of see like, oh yeah, that like there were a couple of different directions that it could have gone. It felt like it was very up in the air. And so I just still don't necessarily have a read on how things were going over there.
Yeah, it feels like the questions have absolutely no bearing on who people vote for.
The questions that I ask?
Yes.
So I'll say something and then your perception is, you know, bullshit, 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 and then the vote happens.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That seems like people are nodding. Would everybody agree?
I think we all go into tribal council with a plan.
Bless you, Biba. Oh no.
Well, I will not say what happened, but I will say there was a spicy moment last tribal council, and somebody did say something that was very true. And it had to do with advantages. Did anybody else want to say anything in regards to idols, advantages? So far, you know, none have been played. Let's actually just take it to Gwen. Gwen, do you think none have been found, or do you think people are just saving them?
I find it hard to believe that none would have been found. My best guess is I think everyone right now is feeling safe enough to be like, no, I'll hang on to this. At least that's how I feel. Not that I have one, but if I did have one, or if I have multiple, guys, we don't know. I'm really good at lying. I wouldn't want to use it right now because I'm pretty confident that I could like carry through, you know? You want to save it for when it's really like only a few people left.
Sure. And since this is now public knowledge because of the video, you know, Leah, the second person voted out, was voted out with an idol in her pocket. So, you know, Finley, how do you know when the right time is to use it?
I feel like it's really hard to know. Because I feel like you always get voted off when you think you're like good. So it's like hard to know when to throw it out there, and like because you don't want to waste it, I guess. But.
Sure. Does anybody want to say, is there any way to pick up on how people are talking to you? I know it's a lot harder because it's over text, but is there anything that anybody might go off to be like, oh my gosh, maybe it's me, maybe I should use such and such?
I mean, I think that information travels for sure. And it's hard to know if the information that travels is real information or if it's information that people, you know, falsely put out there to flush as many advantages as possible. It's hard to know.
I think, you know, sometimes someone will say something and you'll think, well, how did they know that? Or like, wasn't this person supposed to tell them that? Yeah. And it's just, you know, lines of communication get kind of broken and then you have to kind of put the puzzle together on your own.
Sure. It seems like you're speaking from a personal experience. Do you want to say a name?
I don't think I want to. No.
That's fair. Which leads me into my very last question. I'll ask this at every tribal. I need a volunteer to answer this question before I ask it. If you volunteer, you have to say a name as the answer to this question. You can lie, you can tell the truth, but you have to say a name. Would anybody like to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
Okay, Gwen. Gwen, let's say that this is the final 7.
Yep.
And let's say the game ends at final 6 and you're voted out and you decide who wins. Of this final 6, if it can't be you, who would you cast a vote for?
Wow. I'm gonna say Luke. Yeah. Do I have to give an explanation?
You do not have to, no.
Awesome.
Okay. Great, thank you very much for that. Last but not least, would anybody like to do anything? Would anybody like to play an advantage before we get to the vote? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay, let's get into the vote. You all may now privately Facebook message me your vote for the 5th person voted out in this game. Here we go. The votes are in. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so, and you would do so publicly.
Yes, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it too.
Okay. All votes cast against Finley will not count. All votes cast against Connor will not count. Before we get into the vote, a player has played an idol nullifier. If the name on this card is either Connor or Finley, all votes cast against that person will still count. Let's see who this idol nullifier was played against. Finley. All votes cast against Finley will still count. All right, let's get into the votes. First vote, Connor, does not count. Second vote, Connor, does not count. Third vote, Finley. Fourth vote, Luke. That's 1 vote Luke, 1 vote Finley. Fifth vote, Finley. 2 votes Finley. The 6th person voted out of Survivor, Finley. Finley, I'm so sorry. I need you to leave the Zoom call immediately.
Bye.
Hi, Finley.
Bye, Finley.
Wow. That was thrilling.
Who got voted out?
Finley was voted out at the last tribal council. Would anybody like to reveal if they were Finley's prom date? Okay. Before we get into the next challenge, I have an announcement to make. Everybody, drop your buffs because you have merged. Congratulations.
Oh, shit.
You all have made the merge. This is officially now an individual game. You will still, of course, be associated with your prom date. You can now talk to anybody you like in the competition. And anybody voted out going forward will now be put on the jury. Congratulations. If you found any advantages and did not play them, they are now useless, unless you want to keep them as a souvenir. But that being said, everybody may message me 3 places that they would like to search on the map.
Is the map clean or is it like
clean? It's redone. Everything's rehidden. Okay, everybody, we're moving on.
A ziggurat.
We're moving on to our final challenge. This final challenge is going to be very quick. It's going to be very easy. It's going to be very interesting. So what we're going to be doing for this final challenge today is I would like all of you to text me 2 different names, and I'll ask these questions separately. The first question is, please elect a prom royal representative. You cannot vote for yourself. Please do not tell anybody else who you're voting for. And privately Facebook message that to me. I will say before you do this, whoever gets the most votes will win immunity. Just for now, just send me the 1 name, the person you would like to vote for to be the royal prom representative having immunity at the first tribal council. Let's just focus on that one for now. And you may do that now.
Oh fuck! I don't know what to do.
Felipe, I also have that crown, but I can't get it right now. I'm sad.
We love crowns.
I love crowns.
The truest crown, I believe, is the crown of the spirit, and that's one you can spend your whole life seeking.
I'm wearing mine right now.
I think the truest crown
Well-
you can have is the one on your teeth from your dentist. That will protect you more than any holy crown.
Votes are in. Okay. Alrighty. We have a 3-way tie. We're gonna do the same thing we would do at a tribal council. The people we are tied with are Mary, Killian, and Biba. Now, Mary, Killian, and Biba, you may not vote. We're gonna vote again. Everybody else, you can only vote for Mary, Killian, or Biba. Please send me your votes now.
Mary, if you win, you have to get the crown.
Okay, we have a winner. Alrighty. Now, before I announce who has just won immunity, everybody please text me or Facebook message me who they think won immunity. Again, you may not discuss with your fellow constituents. Okay. Alrighty. Our elected Prom Royal Representative and the winner of immunity of our first merged challenge is Killian. Congratulations, Killian.
Can I make a speech? Am I allowed to make a speech?
You may.
Okay. You're putting me on the spot right now. Why'd you make me do this? Okay, sorry. It's just that I'm trying to find all the right words to say in the right order, and it's, oh my God.
Okay, I muted Killian. We're moving on. The person that you all thought won immunity and who now also has immunity is Biba.
Yeah.
Biba and Killian, you are both safe at the coming tribal council. Let's take a quick break. Let's be back at 1:40, and we'll proceed to the final tribal council of today's session.
Make a speech.
What?
Biba, make a speech.
Sure.
Oh my God. I'm just like feeling so excited. It's so special to lose, but then to win because everybody thought I was gonna win. Something so special about that, you know? Thanks, guys.
Word. So let's be back in 8 minutes. 1:40, we'll proceed to tribal council.
Got you guys.
Thank you.
What's it like?
What?
What's it like being popular?
Oh, let me try to get my words in the right place.
I'm gonna go get my crown anyway. I deserve this.
Yeah, go get your crown. You need it. Why did everybody like mute and turn their cameras off?
I have this that I got an award from at Roast. Then I also have Department Dad, the visor from this that I was never able to give away at the last Roast.
How's everybody feeling right now? Are we nervous, excited, afraid, angry, happy?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
That sounds really intense, man.
Hey, yo, baby bop, what? So push it, push it real good.
Well, yeah. So let's talk about it. Killian, immune in the first tribal council of the merge. How do you feel?
Wow. It's when I was a child, I listened to a lot of NPR, and I thought to myself, I like listening to NPR. And then as I got older, I kind of stopped a little bit. And now I'm immune on the first merge challenge, and I'm so happy about it. Thank you.
What do you read into the fact that everybody, not everybody, but that you were voted the representative? Why do you think it went that way?
I think people know they can trust me.
Okay. And Biba, as the other person who is immune during this tribal council, do you think that that is sound logic, that people voted for who they trusted?
I think maybe people voted, yeah, for like maybe someone, I don't know. I feel like Killian has a really easy time making connections.
Mm-hmm.
Very outgoing, talks to everyone, is nice. I don't know if people necessarily trust him because you can't really tell if he's being sneaky or not. And I mean that to like everybody, not just Gillian. I'm like, no, you can't really tell who's being sneaky.
Sure.
Right, Finley's elimination, that was crazy. So it's hard to say, but I think like people like to make connections, and I think that worked out for Killian because it's easy for him to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, Killian you seem very grateful to receive such a compliment. But in this game where, you're trying to think, 20 steps ahead, Graham, is Killian's compliment really a compliment, or is it simply a liability?
I think it's for sure a compliment, like it's part of the nature of the beast. Like you have to play a little sneaky in this game. I can think of one example in the show Survivor of a person who played nice and then won.
JT
played the perfect game just for being a sweet guy.
Word. And Yael, how much have the original tribes, is that still sort of like the dynamic here when it's merged, or is everything super mixed and everybody's fluid with their alliances?
I think things are pretty mixed. I mean, for me, I like met a lot of people for the first time when we started the game, so it's just nice to know more faces as we move through. But at this point, like, it's pretty mixed.
Okay, word. All right, so for my final question, I'm not going to go through everybody on merge tribals, but for my final question, do this every tribal, I need a volunteer to answer this question before I ask the question. If you volunteer, you have to say a name as an answer to the question. You can lie, you can tell the truth. Would anybody like to volunteer? Okay, all righty. Unless anybody would like to say something, would like to play an advantage or anything like that, now is the time to speak. Otherwise, we will get to the vote. Everybody, you may text me on Facebook the person you would like to vote for becoming the first member of our jury. You cannot vote for Killian or Viva. Here we go. Alrighty, the votes are in, everybody. Just organizing them. Okay. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, I will read the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately and become the first member of our jury. Here we go. First vote, Connor. Second vote, Connor. Third vote, Connor. 3 votes, Connor. Fourth vote, Matthew. Fifth vote, Matthew. That's 2 votes, Matthew, 3 votes, Connor. Sixth vote, Matthew. 3 votes, Matthew, 3 votes, Connor. Seventh vote, Connor. Eighth vote, Connor. The first member of our jury, Connor. Connor, I'm so sorry. I need you to leave the Zoom call immediately.
All right, thanks, you guys.
Bye, Connor.
Well, okay, congratulations. Top 10. Here we go. Congratulations on making the merge. Congratulations on making the top 10. I will be removing Connor from the group chat and adding him to his own. We'll schedule for our next game sometime next week. Does anybody have anything to say before we leave?
Thank you all for playing a good game. And I'm excited to get to know some of you. My DMs are open. Hey, slide in. Slide up on it. I don't know what prepositions come after slide, but slide around and in spite of my DMs.
Slide to the left or slide to the right.
Yeah.
It's
If you
Prom
want
after all.
you got to crisscross.
Right.
Everybody clap 3 times.
You have to Charlie
Okay.
Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, and how low can you go? Can you go down low? So
you bring it to the top.
Yeah, like you never at the top.
Top of the Angelina's ladder.
Right, one hop. Right.
This time.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna close the Zoom call. Thanks everybody. This is a great second session.
Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Bye.